competed with them down to the end, it led us to having a really positive spring, summer, fall with our players. Got that core nucleus of freshmen back, along with Mike McGurl taking advantage of his COVID year, and then to add in some guys from the portal. I kind of joke, take advantage of free agency and trades. We were able to add some guys, and I think we have some pretty good, nice additions to our group. And we feel good going into where we are. We got to stay healthy like everybody else, but we got a group that's together. They enjoy each other. They practice hard. They've improved, and now we got to see if we can compete in a very tough non-conference schedule, and then also what I definitely believe is the best basketball league in the country.
Okay, we'll take a question for Coach. If you'll put your hand up, we'll get the microphone to you and we'll get started. It's the first pop out of the box, guys. Time to okay, we got a question on the aisle. Please give your name and your affiliation since we have masks on.
Jeff Call, Deseret News. Coach, you mentioned expansion. What are your thoughts on the decision to expand, and specifically, I want to know your thoughts about BYU. I know you've coached a game at the Marriott Center before. What comes to mind when you think about BYU? What do you think they will bring to the conference?
Unbelievable environment. It was at Southern Illinois, and we were in the NIT and played a late night game on a Monday night, and just great atmosphere. Obviously, we end up losing that game, but they've been very, very successful. Basketball, football, having to be in the top 20. For expansion, again, I mentioned earlier, I'm happy for our league. I'm happy for K-State, all the teams that stayed together, and then adding teams. We're back to 12. I know we all, in my tenure here in the Big 12, every year in the spring we have meetings, we always ask Commissioner, are we going to expand? And everyone felt we were at a pretty good place. Winning, money-wise, obviously things change, and we had to figure it out. Now we're back to 12. We had to get media markets. We had to get population base for TV for the future, and I think we accomplished that. You look at the success of BYU in football right now, Cincinnati, Houston, and Central Florida. So, on paper it looks like it's pretty good, and I don't know if we're going to be stronger, but it's basketball, football. It's going to be. I think we've got great additions, and I think the future is bright for the Big 12.
Got a question on the front left aisle. Just a moment, get the microphone to you.
Landon Reinhardt, the Collegian. What are your thoughts on the transfers that come in? How are they performing, and how are they going to impact the team?
Well, again, I thought we did pretty well in the portal. We added some experience, and we added shooting. That was our main goal. You got Mark Smith, a veteran guy that's played in 2 high-level programs, had success. At 1 year, one of the better three-point shooters in the whole country, not just in the SEC. Somebody we knew. We recruited him both times when he went to Illinois first, and then went to Missouri when he transferred. And have a good relationship. I couldn't be more pleased with all 3 guys, and including Mark, just how they fit in. I didn't know, because you got older guys that have been in other programs, but they love Manhattan, they love K-State, they love being part of our program. They bought in. They've been really positive influences. We needed leadership because we still are pretty young as a total group. Ish is from Wake Forest, gives us a shooter, gives us some length. And again, somebody that loves basketball, he loves being in the gym, all 3 of those guys. And then Marquise is, a dynamic little guy, and it's amazing how the plays he can make. For all 3 of them, trying to learn the system is important. Learning to play defense like we want to, we told Mark the other day, he's had now 3 different coaches with different defensive systems, and it takes a while. Those are habits that just don't come overnight. But right now I couldn't be more pleased with them, and with our coaches helping get those additions, to add experience, add shooting, and add some leadership, and then throw in that they're great young men, and they really enjoy being at K-State. So all those things are positive.
Got a question on the aisle? Halfway back.
Colin Settle with the Collegian. You mentioned the youth of the team. Having a guy like Mike McGurl come back, how big is that for this team? And then what was that whole process like of having him come back?
Yeah, it was the best recruit we had to get him to come back. There's no doubt. Again, experience. The funny thing is, if the history, freshman year, he was redshirting and didn't practice until December, and then Cam Stokes gets hurt in January, and Mike comes to me and says, "Hey, Coach, I want to help the team. I'll come out at redshirt." At the time, Cartier, Jara was kind of unknown, and Cartier really played well for us, and Mike didn't get as many minutes, but he did, helped us on our Elite 8 run, 17 points against Creighton, played a lot of major minutes in some of the other games. So he had some success, but I always felt bad. I told him and his family that because he didn't get all the minutes in the practice time freshman year, and now, when the first person I called was his dad, when the NCAA announced last fall that they were going to give that year back to the basketball players, I always say God has a plan for you, and now here's his opportunity to come back. He was at first. We had to talk with him a little bit, but his dad, his coach, his family, they were very supportive in coming back, and he texted me yesterday and just said thanks for believing in me, and we're going to have a special season. So I'm really happy to have him back.
This will be the final question for Coach in the middle.
Hey, Bruce, Ryan Black with Manhattan Mercury. You have the exhibition and then 2 regular season games, then you'll be coming here for the Hall of Fame Classic. But do you at all buy into the fact that since you guys have played here so many times, that gives you somewhat of a slight advantage over the teams that just haven't played here before?
I hope so, and you hope you have a good turnout. Obviously, tough competition with Arkansas. They've had a pretty good run, and I think they're going to be pretty good again. And possibly the Illinois or Cincinnati matchup. But to play here is a special thing for our players. We try to come every year in some form or fashion, whether it's the Hall of Fame Classic or just a regular season game. So I hope it gives us a little bit of advantage. But the other reason to play here is for the NCAA tournament. You want to play in these venues, so if you get in the tournament, you're ready for that. So a lot of advantages playing here.
And then Bruce, as a follow-up to that, do you kind of hope that you avoid Illinois, or has it been long enough now that whether you play them, it won't be awkward?
Well, I hope we're playing them, and if we're playing them, it's in the championship. That means we beat Arkansas, so that would be a good thing. And we need challenges. If we're going to be, our guys feel good about themselves, and I think our schedule, if you look at it, at Wichita, which is going to be a great game for K-State and Wichita fans, at Marquette at home, at Nebraska, at Mississippi, along with that tournament, you got a pretty good schedule. We'll see how good we are, and this is why they come. That's why they play in the Big 12. Why they come to this level to play good competition.
Okay, Coach, thank you very much for your comments and good luck for the season.
Thank you.